It's time to roll for Trucko.
Welcome to Roll for Trucko. This is Frank, and this is my report on how my game at the library went.
We arrived at the library ready for an adventure. The library set up the tables, they set up the chairs. I like the way they had those two tables. And if we needed more space, I could have just pushed the other tables together. I had everything that I needed, maybe even too much. I had bags and bags of dice. I had printouts, character sheets upon character sheets. It turned out to just be my kids and I, but we still had fun. I think it was actually good for me because I was GMing in a public place, but uh, since the players that I was playing with, or my children, I was a little bit more relaxed. I was I was I was getting too worried, too being too critical on myself that maybe people wouldn't really like how I GM, because this is the second time GMing, but my first time GMing in public. Even though it was just my kids and I was still a little bit nervous, but we had a good time. There's some highlights that I'll talk about in a minute. There's a goofy picture of myself there.
That's just a little bit of my adventure GMing at the library. I want to talk about just some fun stuff that happened in the game, and also just you know some some things that I learned, GMing. But before I do that, I want to show off this shirt. Check it out. It's a phoenix, and if you turn it on the side, it's the head of a dragon. And this shirt was designed, or the art was designed by a friend of mine, Anna Robb, and you can buy this shirt on her Teespring store. It's her small business. It's up there on Teespring. There's a link in the description below, so if you want to go check it out, you can also get this design on a mug. So this is what the shirt looks like, right side up, and if you just tilt the image to the side, that's the dragon's head. So go check it out, and you can get your own Phoenix Dragon T-shirt. All right, so the actual game, I think it was a good game. It was 2 hours, so that's what I scheduled with the library. 2 hours, and I wasn't sure if we were going to, finish the adventure, or if I was gonna have to stop it before the 2 hours were over and then continue another time. But we were able to do most of the adventure. There's some things that I skipped, and there were other things that I added that I just wanted to uh, get get my players, in this instance my kids, to just get into the game a little bit, role play a little bit. Cause sometimes they're just like, yeah, let's do this, or uh, sure, or no, and I want them to actually have fun and not just think, well, I'm just barking orders. I need your yes or no answer. Like, I want to actually get their minds going, and think of how they can do this, and what they want to do on their next move. So there are some some things that I added, and one of them was a a card game that we played with D20s. So in in the game itself, it's like they were playing with a deck of cards, uh, but we were rolling D20s, and that's where they were just getting some money, so we can give them a little bit of gold that they can use. Uh, which on the adventure itself, there was no stores. We were out in the sea, in the ocean. But when they come back, that's money in their pockets, plus what they got for completing their quest. Uh, None of them died, which was good, and uh, it wasn't really that deadly of an adventure. But I did add another part to it where they went on a different ship and they did encounter some creatures there, but uh, the what they came up with, like they killed them, but the way they killed them, my daughter, she was a magic user fighter, and she had a the sleep spell, so she cast that on one of them, and you know, and he went to sleep, and then she killed him. So, my other son, I think I hit one of them with a mace, and he kept using that mace. And later, when they're fighting the other sea creatures, he lost that mace, and but he still ended up, defeating a few creatures. And one of my favorite parts was when my daughter, when we're starting the adventure, we're like they're getting on the ship. So the adventure is stolen by the sea, and it's a like a sea adventure, like a pirate adventure, and the captain is looking for uh, you know an extra crew, more crew members. And when they all decide, yeah, we're gonna go on this adventure, my daughter gives a little speech, and she's like, "Hold on, I want to say something." I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it was like something like, "We're in this together. We're gonna go on this adventure, and we're gonna fight." So I thought that was great. Uh, Her favorite part of the game, the entire game, was when she ate all the milk duds. The library provided snacks, and so there were milk duds, and she ate all the milk duds. That was her favorite part. Uh, my youngest son, he was the cleric, and his favorite part was when he was able to get a necklace that the captain had. Uh, the captain throws it and gives it to them, and so him and my daughter kind of like they cast lots for it. So he won it. So he's like, oh, my favorite part was when I got the necklace. And my other son, he just like playing. He's my oldest. He just like playing and just mostly leading. He was the oldest, so he kind of like took charge. And the name of his character is named Hawaii Livington, and like, oh, okay. Uh, so real world, his uncle just got married in Hawaii, and he gave him a necklace, a bracelet that said Hawaii. And when I saw it, oh, is that why you named him Hawaii? He's like, yeah. Uh, and what I learned was just not to be so nervous. If I do this again with other people, I'm not really gonna worry too much or over prepare. But I did prepare. I was reading the adventure. I was getting printouts, multiple printouts. I had like a stack of character sheets. And we only used three of them. And, but the way we ended, they all come back to the tavern that we started at, and we ended it there. So we can start it again there and then just explore the world around us. So it was a good time. I had fun. Uh, the main highlight, and now I'm not saying it's my favorite part, but what happened was after the game, when we left and we went back home, we walked home. began to pour on us. It only rained for about 10 minutes, but that was the length of time it took. And at that time, it was a downpour. So we played this adventure in the sea and ended up getting drenched in the water on, not in the water, from the water on our way home. So, it was a fitting end. And that was my first time GMing in public and actually preparing. And I will do another video talking about the very first time where I GM'd, and it was with two of my children. And just from what I learned from there, I do have a little bit of pictures and video, not a lot, but and just what I did to prepare. But that's another video. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this video. Oh, you do like this shirt, check it out. I think it's great for GMing or just playing any game, whether it's Dungeons and Dragons, or whether it's basic fantasy, or whatever system you want. I think this is a cool shirt to have. Also comes in a mug, the design, not the shirt. This has been Frank Salazar, and don't forget to roll for Taraco, and we'll see you next time.
Don't forget to roll for Taraco. Subscribe.